The Adidas form, double strap. It was like an Air Force One, but they had a double strap on the top. It was a dope shoe.
And then you got guys like Pharrell and Kanye West actually putting their own designs into
That's
it.
true. That's true. I actually have a pair of Yeezy Boost 350 version 2. I'm about to say supply to. It say SPLY on the side. Y'all forgive me. That's another part of doing it for the culture. That's why I have those shoes. But it goes from Jordan to Magic to Bird, all the way to today. You got players like, when I saw Paul George got a shoe, and I think he really got that shoe for his work before his injury in the Olympics.
Yeah.
But man, Paul George got a shoe. Kevin Durant got a shoe. Kobe Bryant has an after death shoe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen
that's
that.
crazy.
Yeah, for real.
And then, LeBron is the only other player in NBA history. Y'all probably not going to know this. This ain't considered a stat, but it's a stat for real. LeBron is the only other player in history to make it past the number 11 in shoes. He's the only other player to make it past the number 11. And you know who the first was? It was Jordan. The Jordan 11 is a monumental shoe, and that's why that shoe was monumental, because he was the first to do that. And it's just recently been repeated. The LeBron 11, I believe, came out in 2015. We're now on the LeBron 13 going into the 14. No, I'm sorry. We're on the 14 going into the 15.
Yeah.
So, that's a big deal. For me, that's a big deal right there, just off the strength. I got to buy more LeBrons because LeBron really is a cultural, icon. And not just an icon, but he's a cultural leader. He is a cultural leader that Michael Jordan was fucking not. And, MJ kept his mouth closed on stuff. LeBron get his bread and still run his mouth about things that happen. And, I'm not a basketball fan of LeBron, but I'm definitely a humanitarian fan, or a personal sort of fan of LeBron James, because, as a person, man, you really can't hate on that dude, man. He really puts on for the culture, bro. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up some of these topics. I want to get into quick hits real quick. Let's give a shout out to young JJ Redick.
Got to.
of the Philadelphia 76ers. JJ Redick just signed a 1-year, $23 million deal to be a 76er. Man, I know that I should have kept playing basketball. I know that for certain right now. They getting big fucking bread, man. It's crazy. $23 million for a player like JJ Redick. I guess in today's NBA economy, it makes sense. But, damn, Kobe got 24 in his last 2 seasons. Kobe Bryant did. One of the 10 best players, in the history of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And JJ Redick is getting 23 right now. Wow. That's absolutely crazy.
And, man, another quick hit. How do you feel about that Tupac movie? It's getting a lot of mixed reviews. Man,
I've been to see it twice, and I think my listeners know I'm kind of a film enthusiast, man. I thought it was a good film.
Same here.
From the standpoint of just it being a movie. I know it wasn't any new information inside the movie, but as a movie, I thought it was good. I thought that the death row depiction of him leaving Interscope and going to death row,
right.
I thought it was a little bit rushed. But for the most part, it was a good film, and I think it deserves a lot more credit than it got. And it also changed my mind a lot about Tupac, man. What'd you think about it?
Man, I think it was a good movie. Like you said, it was a little bit rushed from the death row part. But as you said, it's just a movie, man. So it's only so much you can put into that movie about an iconic rapper, let alone an iconic, idol in this world.
Right. Man, my guy Boosie. They got my guy Boosie on the Shade Room today, man. Talking about Jay-Z don't run the South, and putting the stacks up to your ear is still something that we gonna do. And he basically was just saying that he wasn't dissing Jay-Z, he wasn't disrespecting him or nothing like that. And I feel some kind of way about him not giving Jay-Z credit as an artist. He gave him credit as a businessman. Jay-Z's more than a businessman. And I don't know, it's a lot I could say about that, but man, what do you think about Boosie saying that, bro? What do you think?
Man, I definitely don't think it was a malicious, disrespectful thought from him.
Right.
It was an opinion, as I feel, but at the same time, I feel like Jay-Z was just trying to reach out to the listeners that listen to him. And with that being said, if you don't have change if you don't change will happen around you. So
right. I think Boosie, you know what I'm saying? Boosie is a legend in the South. I mean, he came a long way from, you know, from just Baton Rouge rapping and people having to, you know, really talk about him for people to know about him, basically.
Yeah.
You know, he came a really, really long way. But I just think, man, Boosie as a legend in the South, as an OG in the South, should be one of the guys talking about, you know, hey, let's keep the stunting in moderation. You know, I think I just saw to mention the Shade Room again. I just saw Black Youngster on the Shade Room busting stacks of money on the ceiling of like a enclosed glass shower. Like,
he goes over the top.
He threw like I'm pretty sure it's like $1 million that he threw. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, do your thing, man. I'm happy to see black millionaires, bro. Like, you'll never hear me hating on niggas getting money. Like, I love to see it.
There's ways to
but
show
it's
it.
ways to show it. There's ways to do it, man. And I think that's what Jay-Z's getting at. You know what I mean? We don't have financial freedom in this country, and at this rate, you know, spending $600 million or $6 billion or whatever on sneakers and throwing millions of dollars into the ceiling and just acting the fool with shit, we'll never get there, man.
It's like, what are you doing it for?
Right. You're not doing it for anything productive. Why do it? So, my guy Nico, tell my listeners where they can find your music, bro. Where can they find you at?
Man, you can find me on SoundCloud or Spinrilla. It's Nico Soul, NIKO SOUL, and you'll find me just like that.
Okay, cool. So I appreciate you for coming out, bro. This is a guy from the hometown, so this is important that we had him here, man. I really appreciate you coming, bro.
I say no more, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. You can follow Nico at Nico Soul, NIKO_Soul on Instagram. You can also follow me on Instagram at Lord_Charles_first, as well as the 2020 Vision Podcast has its own business page, 2020 Vision Pod. All runs together. You can follow me on Twitter as either Floyd Lawton, or Michael McFly. Just look up either one. The same person is going to show up. You can also follow me as Loud Pack McQuack on Twitter. And my real name on Facebook is Charles Michael Young. Come holler at me. Any suggestions that you may have, any topics that you like for us to talk about, I'm happy to talk about them. Any reviews, any criticism, anything you got for me, it's much appreciated. I really appreciate everybody for listening today. I appreciate Nico for coming out and gracing us with his presence. And we out this thing. 100.